Hey everybody, Griff Hamlin from Blues Guitar Unleashed here with you today. In today's video we're going to talk about what I commonly call the Albert King lick. And this is actually going to be the same lick in 3 different feels, actually from 4 different tunes, with some very subtle variations, but I think you'll see very quickly that the fundamental of this lick never changes. And when you get it under your fingers and you get to where you are used to listening for it, if you go listen to some Albert King recordings, I think you will find either the first half or the second half, if not the whole thing, in pretty much every Albert King song you ever listen to. All right, so the first version of this comes up in Born Under a Bad Sign. It kind of looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through this first. If you can imagine, we're in the key of C sharp. Now he had a kind of an oddball tuning. You know, you may already know he played the guitar, I'll say upside down and backwards. You know, so he had the high strings on the low end, and so that always makes playing Albert King stuff a little bit unique. But in this case, and in most cases, you'll find that the notes fall pretty comfortably either in box 1 with, you know, maybe the top 4 strings of box 1 plus that note, as you'll see on the 5th string, and occasionally he would play, I'll say, in the extension or the top of box 2. And really, you could get a lot of Albert King licks and a lot of mileage out of just those 2 positions. But for our lick, we're going to be here in box 1. So we're going to start on the root. In the case of C sharp, it's the 9th fret, the C sharp. And then we're going to come down. So I'm just going to go from that C sharp to the 12th on the 9th fret, do a pull off, and then bend up the 11th fret on the 3rd string. And then I'm going to choke it. Then I'm going to strike it again, released, pull off to the 9th fret on the 3rd string, 11, 9 on the 3rd string again, and back down to the 11th fret on the 4th string. And then from the 11th fret on the 4th string, jump down to the 11th fret on the 5th string. And make sure those are short. So in time, 1 and 2 and 3 and again, nice and slow. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4, 1. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play a little Born Under a Bad Sign. Just a C sharp 7 chord into my looper, and I'm going to play this lick over it and take a listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so now you kind of hear how that goes. In I'll Play the Blues for You, he's in the key of G. And what we're going to do, so again, box 1 and G, it's all going to be the same. The only difference is, and this is, by the way, this is like right at the top. This is like 18 seconds in. That Born Under a Bad Sign, the occurrence that I transcribed was at 2 minutes and 25 seconds. And I'll try and remember to on my blog, I'll try and leave links to the videos that I took these from. But they're, I'll say, original studio recordings in general. So for I'll Play the Blues for You, we're going to start at the 2nd string. So instead of starting at the root, we're going to start at the 2nd string. And again, do the pull off, 6 to 3, because we're now in the key of G. So 2nd string, pull off, 3rd string, pull off, 4th string, 3rd, fourth, fifth, fifth. So you can hear the similarity. So 1, 2, and 3, and a 4E, and a 1E, and a 2E, and a 3. All right, so hopefully you can see it's a very, very, very similar lick. The top end is slightly different. And like I say, he'll do these subtle variations, and he'll also frequently just play like the top or the first half of the first version or the second version. You know, maybe something like that. So there's a lot of mileage you can get out of just the individual, even little components of these licks. And they come up in Albert King and Stevie Ray Vaughan all over the place. All right, so again, I'm going to play a little G minor from I'll Play the Blues for You. I'm just going to play that into my looper and play this lick over it so you can play along with me. 2, 3, 4, 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Now the next one that I chose is from Stormy Monday, his recording of Stormy Monday. So in this one, we're in the key of A flat. Probably this has more to do with tuning than anything. It sounds closer to A flat than G. So that's what I went with. Okay, so we're starting, because it's a little bit slower, he can get a little bit more interesting. He's going to start on the second string to kind of lead in to the first string and then the second string again. Okay, and now we're going to kind of mix the previous two. So we're going to go to the second string, 7 to 4, pull off, a bend and release on the third string, down to the 4th fret, down to the 6th fret on the 4th string. The last little bit is all what you would expect. So in time, it's a little funky. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But again, I hope you can see that it's a very, very, very similar lick. And that's really important. These subtle little variations are things that allow you to take the same idea but get an awful lot of mileage out of it. And the more I transcribe Albert King stuff, the more I see the similarities between the different ideas. So again, I'm just going to take a little of that, put it into my jam track, my looper, and play the lick over it so you can play it with me. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, admittedly, the last version of this is for a shuffle feel. So we had 2 straight feels, we had a slow blues feel, and I wanted a shuffle feel. And I was going around and I actually was watching the in session with Albert King and Stevie Ray Vaughan together. And they did Pride and Joy, and I thought, oh great, surely he's going to play it here. Admittedly, he never actually played the entire idea. He plays the first half probably 5, 6, 7 times. He plays the last half probably 5, 6, 7 times, but he never put the whole thing together. So this last version is me putting together the first half and the second half the way he did it, but he would always end it slightly differently or start it slightly differently. So let me play it for you and break it down really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so again, you can probably hear the similarities. We're in the key of E, so it's good old box 1, right? starting with my first string, again, jumping straight down to the second string. And that's kind of, as you can tell, a big thing with Albert King, and it's a little bit tricky to do that finger roll. And remember, for him that wouldn't be hard because the first string would be here and the second string would be here, so it would make a lot of natural sense. For us, it's kind of in reverse. But we go from the first string to the second string with our first finger, do the pull off on the second string, bend, up, choke it, return, pull off on the third string, fourth string, third string, fourth, fifth, fifth. One and a two and a three and a four and a one and a two and a three. One, a two. Okay, so again, I'm going to play into my looper, just a little E shuffle. Okay, and then you can play it along with me at full speed. Let's go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2. 1, 2. So I hope you can see this is a really useful lick. It's a great idea. There's some nice subtle variations here between the versions that hopefully will kind of spark your own, creative juices and give you some ideas on some things that you might be able to do with licks that you already know. Or with ideas that you already play. All right, so hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got something out of it. Again, if you'd like to learn more about Blues Guitar Unleashed, head to the website, bluesguitarunleashed.com, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. Take care.